This year marks the 60th anniversary of the Korea Coast Guard, which plays a vital role in keeping the nation's waters safe. This week on After 10, we are joined by the Commissioner General of the Korea Coast Guard, Kim Suk-kyoon.
Kim Suk-kyoon, Commissioner General of the Korea Coast Guard. After 16 years of trusted service to the Korea Coast Guard, Kim was named Commissioner General in March. A leader who gets out from behind the desk and walks on his own 2 feet. And a specialist of the ocean. On this week's After 10, we welcome Commissioner General of the Korea Coast Guard, Kim Suk-kyoon.
Commissioner General Kim, thank you very much for being on the show, and congratulations on becoming the Commissioner General of the Korea Coast Guard.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be on your show, and it's a great honor to be with Arirang TV.
Now, this year marks the 60th anniversary of the Korea Coast Guard, as I mentioned there at the top. What does that represent to you?
You know, it's the 60 years. It has a special meaning to the Asian people, as you know, and 60 years represent the one's lifetime, and also the another beginning of lifetime. So in that sense, the 60 years of anniversary of the Korea Coast Guard also marks a special meaning. Which means we are launching another voyage towards the world-class Coast Guard agency. So looking back, the history of the Korea Coast Guard, we were created in 1953 at the end of the Korean War. So since then, we has due to the fellow officers' devotion and commitment, and I proud to say that we has grown to the world-class Coast Guard agency. We are just responsible for a wide variety of the activities and the missions. They include law enforcement and the maritime safety and security, and also the maritime sovereignty and search and rescue, and also the preservation of marine environment. Other than that, I can list the number of the missions though, but however, we are so proud. We are responsible for the securing the people's lives and the properties.
And you've taken over as Commissioner General at a very critical juncture. What is at the top of your agenda during your time at the helm?
Since I took office, I'm dealing with the tremendous works, and among them, they established some priorities. So. I use a list of the priorities I should be committed. Firstly, sometimes when the Coast Guard officers working the harsh conditions, and also we are working just away from the people. So many people do not know about what Coast Guard is and what we are doing. So we are believing ourselves that we are, the conducting very important role for the interest of the maritime interest and the national interest. But when we hear, hey, what are you doing, and what the agency is that the Coast Guard is the part of the national police something, and we are it's let us down, and we feel frustrated to hear the people are saying like that. And so the top priority is to raise our publicity and the awareness of the people about the activities. So I think it will be possible that when we providing high quality services, also we need to try come closer to the people by providing the maritime services they need. also we need to explore the people's expectations and try to meet their greater demand. Also, I believe the demand for maritime service are now becoming bigger and diverse. So we closely catch up the expectations. And once again, I would say, we need to carry out our duties and missions to greatest degree, and so people can give us the trust, and ultimately we can loved by the people. And lastly, I would focus on the organizational development. I believe one is the biggest challenge we need to address now is shortage of the field workforces. We have only 700-800 people, and it's too short to carry out our missions with just a small number. I would say the small number of the people. We have 300 Coast Guard vessels and 23 patrols, and also the 22 the district Coast Guard officers, and so with only a small number, 700-800, it is impossible to do our jobs. So I'm asking the government, the people, to give more people and more assets and more budget, and that's a main job. This I'm explaining to them, and the need for the greater resources.
What policy specifically are you putting in place then to reduce the number of accidents?
All right. Having said that earlier, we are focusing on the prevention of accident, and so for the part of that effort, let me give you some examples. We have more presence of the patrol ships to the vulnerable area of the marine accident. So in the sea lanes, which are the traffics are busy, have many accidents, or we are having more patrol ships and that area. Also, we are encouraging the people to wear life jackets to protect themselves. The seagoing people, or the fishermen, and also the people enjoying the marine activities do not like to wear the marine jacket. The life jacket. So the 70% of the marine accidents comes from the human errors or an accident which do not the people pay attention. So we are strongly encouraging the people to wear the life jacket. So we are just saying the safety is at themselves, not we are now just protecting, though it is not the safety is at their own.
Now, you are well known as being an expert on piracy. I know you're writing a book right now on the subject. Where did that interest come from? How did you get involved and interested in that topic?
All right, thanks. I have been involved in the combined job of being an officer and also the researcher. My interest was in the maritime security. So I got the PhD dissertation at the Hanyang University. Then I wrote about the Asian piracy. It was very prevalent, and then the 70% of the piracy occurrences worldwide then was in the waters of the Southeast Asian the countries. So I examined how serious it was, and also tried to give a solution from the global governance perspective. So the suggestion was we need to build a multilateral cooperation framework. So now it works. Actually, we have the agreement on the cooperation, which is binding. So when we are asked party members, they are supposed to cooperate in the binding terms. Anyhow, it gave me a title of the expert on piracy. Other than that, I continue to write papers about the piracy and also maritime security and the maritime dispute. So I am now become known as the expert in that field. So what's happening is that I'm now writing a book about the history of the pirates. So hopefully it will be published by the end of this year. It will be very interesting, I guess, and it covers all the history of the piracy from the Roman era to the Somali pirates. So it gives some the events and the episode about the pirates and their lives and how they survived and how the countries tried to the crackdown and the respond.
Let's talk a little bit about the illegal fishing topic. More illegal fishing boats were found from China. Were found in Korean waters in May. You, I know personally, were involved in inspecting some illegal fishing boats near the northern limit line in the West Sea. How serious is the problem right now, and what is being done to address it?
When it comes to the issue of the illegal Chinese fishery, it is not the mere issue of the illegal fishing. I would say just it is the international issue between China and Korea. It has been a long-held and long-standing issue between two countries. Now, just I would say it has become the nagging issue between two countries, which could harm the two country relationships. So anyhow, it's the blue crab season, so the more and more the Chinese fishing boats are coming to our waters to fish illegally. What's happening in the West Sea now? Thousands of illegal fishing boats are coming to waters off Korean EEZ, and so they are taking advantage of the bad weathers, and also particularly during the night they cross into the Korean waters and they just illegally fish. So most importantly, their resistance to our law enforcement is becoming violent and organized and sophisticated. So during the crackdown and law enforcement, many Coast Guard officers got injured. Even we have two Coast Guard just killed during the law enforcement. It's very unfortunate. So I would like to say just we're going to remain tough against the illegal fishing by Chinese the fishing boat.
Remaining vigilant, keeping the security situation as secure as you can. In talking about the West Sea, the 5 border islands with North Korea, often referred to as a powder keg here on the Korean Peninsula. And as the tensions here escalate between the two Koreas, the livelihoods of the people that live on those border islands increasingly at risk and in danger. What is the most urgent issue you feel needs to be addressed when talking about that particular issue?
It's the tensions was very high, so just be concerned that any provocative actions in the sea could escalate into the high intensity conflict, which means just war. So we were very concerned the safety of the residents of 5 West Island. When we experienced a bombing of North Korea to the Yeonpyeong Island, and so we came up with a contingency plan in case of any provocative action from the North Korea. So I would say to the people that we are ready for any possible provocations to protect our people and their safety. And specifically, just now, we are reinforcing our armament of Coast Guard vessels, working off the NLL, and also we are purchasing a big helicopter, the helicopter capable of carrying 30 people. So also the hovercraft can carry the 200 people. So it is very, I believe those are very important assets to carry a lot of people at the same time when we need to evacuate the residents of the 5 West Island.
We can't discuss maritime affairs without talking a little bit about Dokdo. Of course, the center always of a territorial dispute there. People may be curious who are watching what the Korea Coast Guard's role in protecting the sovereignty of Dokdo is. Can you explain that for us?
All right. First of all, Dokdo is the territory, and even Japan claims their own territory, though, whatever regions. So we are protecting the Dokdo Island from the sea. We are patrolling our Coast Guard ship, patrolling on a daily basis to keep any other foreign vessels that are coming to the Dokdo Island. Also, we have the special units ready for any provocations. And also we have aircraft just for surveillance on a daily basis. So we are all ready for any possible invasions or any attempt to claim their own territory.
This may be a basic question, but how important is ocean sovereignty in the 21st century?
It's a very hard question, though. Just I would give you the answers from my perspective. Let me give you some reasons why the maritime sovereignty is so important. In terms of history and the energy resources and sea lanes of communication and maritime security. Firstly, when we're looking back the history and the European sea powers just dominated the world in the era of great discoveries. I think it was possible when they controlled, because they controlled the sea route to the other continents. So it is why the maritime sovereignty is so important. And secondly, now what happening is just we are now increasingly experiencing that the land energy resources becoming scarce and depleted. So we are now just exploring the other alternative energy resources. We can find those from the sea. There are tremendous materials and energy resources in the seabed, particularly in the continental shelf. So it costs a lot though, but now a lot of countries are engaged in securing their marine jurisdiction to have more energy resources. There are many oil, offshore oils and gas. So a lot of the countries are putting their efforts to have secure more energy resources from the sea. There is also another reason. In 1994, the international communities, they adopted a UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, which is called as the Constitution of the Sea. So it allows the coastal states to claim their own EEZ up to 200 nautical miles. So each country are claim their own the maritime territories. They are very aggressive securing their own territories. It is exactly the same case in the seas of Northeast Asia. Northeast Asia is a very narrow sea, and so when the coastal state claim their own 200 nautical miles of EEZ, they are overlapping the area in between. So that's a source of the maritime dispute in the Northeast Asia. Anyhow, and back to the reason, and also sea lanes of communication is vital to the economy and I would say even our survival. The 99% of trade is trade. The executive is saying that 99.8% of trade of the Korea is carried by the sea. So when there's any the disruption to the sea lanes of communication, it going to us the great harm to our economy. As you know, the Korea is fully dependent on the energy resources from the Middle East and other countries. So the disruption just the continues. It going to threaten our survival itself. So that's why just we need to keep the sea lanes of communication open and safe. And lastly, maritime security is just vital to our security. A lot of having said earlier, the maritime disputes are going on in the seas of Northeast Asia, and if there's any occasion to cause a conflict, it can just develop into the other levels. I would say I would not say the word or just a hard conflict. So historically, just China got an invasion from the European country. It was through the sea. Now they realize the importance of naval forces to keep themselves. That's the perspective why we are this maritime sovereignty are so important to us.
Certainly a complicated issue, certainly one we're going to hear more about in the years to come. In commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the Korea Coast Guard, a Coast Guard Training Institute is being established. What role is that going to serve the Korea Coast Guard as it moves forward in its history?
Yeah, I have a firm belief about the education and training. I mean, just the right to education and training is the key to our right, the duties and activities we are responsible for. So, as you said, we will be opening a new training institute at the end of this year. And when it opened, I believe it will be the best training institute. So we are having just high quality equipment to train the fellow Coast Guard officers, and also a lot of the best facilities, and also training the classroom or whatever. And however, it's not enough. I believe we need to redesign the education system compatible with our higher the expectation of our service. The people are demanding the diverse maritime service and the high quality of the maritime service. So to meet the expectations, we need to be oriented towards the people's demands. So we are now involved in designing the education and training curriculum.
You have mentioned, of course, that your goal is to make people more aware of what the Korea Coast Guard does. Before we go, is there any message you would like to convey to the viewers about the Korea Coast Guard and about your time at the helm here?
Just we are so proud. Just we are protecting the maritime, the sovereignty, and also to protecting the safety of the people, and we will continue to do so. And the people. So we are the government agency supported by the people and their encouragement. So please give us more the encouragement and also the concern. So and then we continue remain committed to our missions. I would say once again thanks for the support so far, and so we will do our best.
Commissioner General Kim, thank you very much for being on the show. We appreciate it, and also hosting us here on this beautiful ship. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was my great pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.